council meeting. I want to take this opportunity to thank you for being here. And I want to recognize Zoe Mitchell tonight, who is Councilman Mitchell's daughter, who's going to the Republic of Georgia. And we're very proud of you, Zoe. So thankful that you're doing that. Also want to recognize two of our former council members. Mr. Bobby Traylor is here tonight, and also Brother Jim Arrington. Thank you all so very much. We appreciate you. We're going to ask at this time, as we call this meeting to order, that our invocation will be given by Ms. Ann Baker, Word of Grace Christian Center, and then we'll have our Pledge of Allegiance. Let us all stand.
Loving Father, we just come, Lord, just giving you thanks and giving you praise for another day. We invite your presence in the midst of our assembling ourselves together, that you will be with us, oh God, as we discuss the business of our great community. We just thank you for all things. In your name we pray. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
We have a motion and a second to approve our minutes of the last meeting.
Motion to approve. Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign. Ayes have it, and it passes unanimously. We have a distinct pleasure tonight to present a 25-year service award to David Everingham, whatever. Everingham, am I correct? Everingham, please come forward. I wanted to put a T in your name. Yeah, your family with you?
Yes.
Please come on with it.
Yeah, come on. Yeah. Bring all your kinfolk up. All your kinfolk. All of them.
Look, when you see this rambo, just bring your up.
No. No, we're not charging. This is a tax-free event.
My mother-in-law, my brother-in-law,
Okay.
and that's his name Bob. I married his granddaughter.
You did. Wonderful. Wonderful. Mother, you want to put this pen on for me? While we're doing that, I want to read a little something about Mr. Everingham. Began his employment with the city of LaGrange on April the 7th, 1998. David has served in many different capacities and has been a valued asset to the sewer department. Through the years, he has gone above and beyond to provide the best service to our customers, the citizens of LaGrange. Often, David has been commended by customers he has had an interaction with. David is well liked by his co-workers and has served as a mentor to those new and that's new to our organization, leading by example, emphasizing safety and teaching the importance of conducting oneself in a professional way. Congratulations again, and our hope is that the remainder of his career provides you with the satisfaction and fulfillment you deserve. Thank you for all your service. We appreciate you. You know,
Smart man.
Thank you all so very much. I appreciate that. Public hearing tonight to receive comments on board and planning and zoning's appeal recommendation to annex and zone property located on 187 South Davis Road.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this public hearing has been properly advertised. At this time, we would take any comments.
Anyone here want to speak on that? Hearing none, we declare that public hearing closed.
Mr. Mayor, may I make a comment? I think some of us received an email with some concern about this.
I think that concern was about the road project on the DOT, widening of the bypass, not necessarily
Okay.
the.
Not about the rezoning.
I hadn't received it.
I've not seen that, Dr. Moore.
Yeah.
I've not seen that. Have you seen that, Mr.
I've
Costello?
seen it. I've read it.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Well, I'll send you my
Okay.
copy.
Okay. Thank
Hearing
you.
none, we consider that public hearing closed. Delegations, Mr. Pigron.
How's everybody doing tonight?
All right.
All right. I just got something really quick. Here's one of the council members, Mr. Leon Childs, has got to be the dumbest council member I've ever seen.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
And so for the
I'm a big boy. Go ahead. I know you're a big boy literally, but go ahead.
why would a council member censor somebody off of their political social media page for criticizing a council member? So if I criticize you or a member of the public criticizes you, we just block them from the social media pages. However, there's mountains of case law that protect this. I'm not sure if the city attorney has informed you or anybody else. When a member of the public openly criticizes and asks questions to city council members, you can't delete that. Your private pages, sure, do what you want to do. I don't care. A political page for the city of LaGrange for an elected official, you can't do that. And that is the reason why, and I'm still blocked from it. And I've submitted an intent to sue. And I would think that some of your constituents would say, hey, man, you can't do that. Or the city attorney would say, you better be careful with doing that. Or I don't know. But it's the reason why I think that it's probably the dumbest council member I've met thus far. Like, why would you do that? I don't understand. Makes no sense whatsoever to block somebody. I'm not blocked from the city of LaGrange's social media, Facebook page or any other social media. They haven't blocked me. Troup County hasn't blocked me. LaGrange PD hasn't blocked me. Troup County Sheriff's Office hasn't blocked me. But the minute you criticize Leon Childs, he's going to block you. It's time to vote him out and replace. Let's get some new ones in here. It's going to do the right thing. That's all.
Thank you, Mr. Pigron.
Thank you, Mr. Pickard.
All right, petitions and communications. Board of Planning and Zoning's appeal recommendation on a request to rezone property located adjacent to Panther Way and Pine Street from general campus business and traditional neighborhood residential to traditional neighborhood medium-density residential.
Mr. Mayor, Mr. Costa will give that report.
Thank you, Ms. Costa.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and Councilman. As we discussed this morning during the work session, yesterday our Board of Planning and Zoning Appeals recommended that 7 parcels located adjacent to Panther Way and the former Harris Street be rezoned in order to allow for a potential phased townhome development project being pursued by LaGrange College. The action item for this evening is to call for a public hearing to be held on June the 13th.
Motion call for public hearing. Second.
Has been motion properly second, call for a public hearing. All in favor, aye? Aye. Opposed by the same sign, and it passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Just stay right there, because I think the next was yours as well.
Yes, sir.
Board of Planning and Zoning's appeal recommendation on proposed UDO text amendment.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. As we also discussed this morning during the work session, yesterday our Board of Planning and Zoning Appeals unanimously recommended the adoption of several text amendments to our Unified Development Ordinance. The action item for this evening is to call for a public hearing to be held on June the 13th.
Call for public hearing. Second.
Has a motion and properly second to call for a public hearing. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign. Ayes have it, and it passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr.
Thanks.
Costa. Okay, city, council members report.
I got a few reports. McGregor Street, Edgewood Street, Juniper Street, and Daniel Street. All these streets seem to have the same problem.
speed bumps. There's kids on the street. There have been people and kids that have been hit on some of these streets. And so I need for someone to talk to the residences over there to address some of their concerns. They wanted to come up tonight, but I just told them no, I'll address it for you. I'll get with the city manager, I'll get with the mayor, and we'll get someone by there to address your concerns. But I got a list of those streets and the names. We need to get someone by there to talk to these people.
What we normally do, Mr. Childs, we normally ask the community to get a petition from all the people that live on the street that's in favor of it, and then they bring it to the council. What we'll do, we'll get the police to do a study on that. And most of the time, they don't recommend speed bumps because speed bumps are very dangerous. What they normally do is recommend rumble strips for the streets, which is a whole lot better, and it helps a whole lot better. It's not as dangerous, but if they could do that. Am I right, Ms. Kelsey?
Yes, sir. Mr. Childs has mentioned to me Edgewood, and I did forward that to Chief Five Ash, so they were waiting for the counter to come over so they can do their analysis. That's typically what they do when we have requests for speed humps, is, look at fatalities, crashes, what the travel pattern is on the roadway, and then they make a recommendation to y'all as to whether or not they would recommend a speed hump. And if they don't recommend a speed hump, what they would recommend: signage, rumble strips, those types of different traffic common amenities that we could put in those areas. But the other streets were McGregor.
Yes, ma'am. McGregor Street, Juniper Street, and Daniel Street.
Okay. I'll add those three to that request.
Yes, ma'am. And in a way possible, I can meet him on the street. I can give him the address, the phone number, whatever you need.
Yeah, if you'll give me the residents, and we'll be glad to reach out and have those conversations.
Okay, I'll do it.
And I've been on those streets, and they're exactly right. It's
a drag strip.
Sort of very tight in some of those streets as well. Cars park on the street. So.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much if you can get that.
Yes, sir. I'd be glad to.
Thanks, mate.
Thank you so much. Any others?
All right.
Report.
We're in week 4 of Operation We Believe in You. It's a youth and young adult initiative, and it's basically to help curb some of the violence and some of the mindsets of youth and young adult, especially in the current climate that we're dealing with. So we're meeting every Thursday from 5 to 7 p.m. at William Griggs Recreation Center. We have food, we fellowship, we have fun, and we just have life lesson chats. So if you or your kids or students, anybody that you know who want to attend that, we would love to have you over there for that. And secondly, myself, along with Ms. Van Stroor and Mr. Costro, we've been working, more so them, but I brought them the idea. Been working on some digital signage for LaGrange. Back when I came on council early February, sitting in a town hall meeting, it was brought to my attention that we don't know what's going on within the community. And so I brought the initiative to our city manager, Ms. Kelsey, along with, once again, Ms. Van Stroor and Mr. Costro, and we've been working very hard on getting some digital kiosks in LaGrange. It's almost like wayfinding, restaurants, and you name it, that'll be on these kiosks. Also, resource computers. A lot of people don't know about different resources within the city when it comes to food, utilities, assistance, affordable housing. So we'll also have those, looking to have those installed as well in areas maybe like the Griggs Center, Mike Daniels, places like that. So just 2 things I wanted to share with everyone.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Any other council members report?
You guys got anything?
No.
My report.
Okay, good evening, everybody. There are not many people when I first started to become active in the community that I could communicate here with the city of LaGrange. But I can honestly tell you that Floyd Stargell was one of those guys I could communicate with. He was a good guy, and I just want to take a moment of silence for his untimely demise, and just a brief moment of silence, if you would. Thank you. And with that moment, I've been on this council for 6 years, and we've always had disagreements amongst council members and community and council and government versus government, you know. But there is such a thing called civility in governance. And that applies to the people as well. And when I talk about civility, when you level public insults against any individual, just being mean-spirited, let us all keep in mind that there are a plethora of children out there that are watching. And if you insult someone, they think it's okay to insult someone too. But there's a twist. These children are not like we were. Because you can check with the Board of Education. There are no more fisticuffs in school. There are no more squaring up to duke it out. These kids are shooting. If they don't like what you say or what you do, they will pull a gun out and kill you. Now, where do you think they learned that from? They learned it from us. We must be mindful of how we conduct ourselves publicly, how we interact with one another. And I'm gonna tell you, there's nobody rougher than me. I'll be the first one to take a bear on. I don't have a problem with that. But we have to be mindful that children are watching us. Let us teach them how to engage in civilized conversation, airing differences of opinion in a respectful way, so that we can build a better community and not have mayhem. You know, you've got world leaders that are going at each other's throats. Nobody wants to talk. Everybody wants to kill, kill, kill. I grew up in a neighborhood like that. Civility. Let us all remember that. And with that being said, I want to take my hats off to these new council members who've come on board and getting involved and taking on some of these tough challenges in the community. I know it's not easy, and you're not going to make a lot of friends, because Lord knows I didn't. But it's a burden that you must bear to hold this position. And you just got to get down in the dirt and stay there. Because that's where your constituents are. Especially us in District 2, we represent the poorest of the poor in the community. And they deserve a whole lot more than what we as councilmen can give them. And they definitely deserve a whole lot more than what the city of LaGrange has produced thus far. So I dedicate myself to working twice as hard as I did before. And just remember, if I get out of line, you tell me I'm out of line. Civility, it's what's needed in this world. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Gaskin.
Do got one more thing. So tomorrow at the Griggs Center, we will have our 4th town hall meeting. That's for everyone to come by, share all your opinions, tell the council what are some of the concerns and problems that you are having in the community. I started that when I got elected. That was a campaign promise, and I have held strong to that campaign promise. Secondly, this Saturday, we are going to have the biggest youth summit you ever seen, downtown LaGrange. Thank you so much for that, Mayor. Thank you so much for that, Mayor. We have locked down the entire water fountain and blocked off the streets for the kids of our community. No longer we just gonna talk, we're gonna be about action. And with that action, we're gonna have the Dunkin' booth, we're gonna have the Kona ice, we're gonna have free food, we're gonna have free beverages, we're gonna have free ice cream. Then you guys don't have to bring nothing, just bring your family, bring your kids. We're gonna have talent shows, we're gonna be giving away gift cards. We're gonna be doing the whole shebang for these kids in this community. So on behalf of myself and the people that threw this with me, Thank you, City of LaGrange. Thank you, Mayor, for you guys shutting down the whole entire city. We done shut the city down numerous times for funerals. We done shut the city down numerous times for violence and shooting, but now we're gonna shut it down on a positive note, and that's for these kids. Saturday from 10 till 4, Youth Summit 2023. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Ms. Kelsey?
Yes, sir. There's a few reports tonight. The financial statements for April, as well as the payment of bills over $2,000, are attached to your agenda materials. We will have an in-depth review of the finances at our next council meeting, where we will have the review of our budget. So look forward to presenting that to you. If y'all have any questions about that, I'd be glad to answer those.
I just appreciate you. I know you've been working real hard. Every time I come in to see you, you have all that stuff out, budget working. So thank you so very much for all your hard work.
Yes, sir.
Just one question. Did you find any large sums of money in your reports?
No, sir.
Okay, thank you.
We also talked about a request that we've had for someone to purchase some property that we own on Big Springs Road. It's about 60 acres. Council directed staff to have it appraised. The appraisal was $2.55 million. If council wants to move forward with declaring this property surplus, my recommendation would be to set that appraisal price as a minimum bid, and staff would move forward with the process to take bids for that.
Motion to sell.
Second.
Has been motion properly second. We put it up for surplus property.
Just clarify something, just a second. We're setting the minimum bid at the appraised value.
Yes.
2.5, correct?
2.55.
Even?
2.55.
Yes, sir.
Whatever.
Yes, sir.
You know, the points of clarity. Okay. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign, and it passes unanimously.
And my last report is the redevelopment agency met this morning. They recommended approval of TAD 7, which is a apartment complex for downtown LaGrange. It would comprise about 152 units. If council would like to move forward with this, we would need to call for a public hearing, and we would set that date on June the 13th.
Motion to call for public hearing?
Second.
All in favor, aye.
Aye.
This is just for a public hearing, right? For
Yes.
us to
For a public
discuss it.
hearing.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Aye.
There will be no action on that day, just public comment.
Aye.
Okay. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposed by the same sign, and it passes unanimously.
That completes my report, Mayor.
Thank you so much, Ms. Kelsey. I have no resolutions. Our first reading of ordinances annexing property located on 187 South Davis Road.
An ordinance of the mayor and council of the city of LaGrange to annex to the city contiguous real property owned by WSL Real Estate Holdings and located on South Davis Road, to repeal conflicting ordinances, to fix an effective date and for other purposes.
Zoning property located on 187 South Davis Road.
An ordinance of the mayor and council of the city of LaGrange to amend the code of the city, to amend the zoning map and ordinances of the city so as to classify the use zone of real estate to be annexed into the city located on South Davis Road, owned by WSL Real Estate Holdings, to repeal conflicting ordinances, to fix an effective date and for other purposes.
Okay, no second reading of ordinances. Board and agency appointments. Troup County FEMA Board, 1-year appointment to succeed Nathan Gaskin.
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a recommendation that we replace Nathan Gaskin for the Troup County FEMA Board with Fire Chief Willie Bradfield.
Second.
Has a motion proper second that we replace Mr. Gaskin with Mr. Bradfield, City Fire Chief. All in favor, aye.
Aye.
Opposes by the same sign. Ayes have it, and it is so carried. Closing comments,
Who do I give the keys to the fire truck to?
Ms. Ventura?
Yes, sir. The good news for tonight, our own Mayor Edmondson spoke this morning at the Early Bird Breakfast about the Shift Forward. That is a strategic plan for Troup County presented by the Troup Strategy Center. It's formerly known as the Troup County Center for Strategic Planning. So Mayor Edmondson, along with the West Point Mayor Trammell, Hogansville Mayor Ayers, Troup County Commission Chair Cruz, and Board Chairman Collins, they all discussed our 4 core objectives to help guide the entire Troup County in the future. So if you want to learn more about it, they did a lot of work, troopstrategy.com. So they presented the whole thing this morning. We do not have a video.
Thank
I'm sorry.
Thank you so much, Ms. Unsure, and it was a wonderful thing. If we want LaGrange to succeed, let us pull together and make our city a great city that it is. Thank you so very much. This meeting is now adjourned.